Here we have a new 2025 Ford Maverick. This one comes in the XL trim level with all-wheel drive, shadow black paint, and then we have the black onyx cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps, and I love how they did that slight refresh past year or so. It just looks really good, really sleek, even on this XL trim. Down here to the wheels, these are gonna be 17-inch steel. And then to the door panel here, we get express down on the driver's side, regular power windows on the other 3 doors. Power mirror controls are here, rear window locks there. We do get blind spot monitors in the side mirrors, which is nice. Power door lock controls, and then a little storage for bottle holders in the door panel. Hit this twice to pop the hood. Headlamp controls are here, brightness for the gauge cluster. You do get a manual tilt as well as telescopic steering wheel. And then here we have the manual driver's seats. We can pump the seat up or down there, adjust the seat back there, and then the seat bottom right here. But I want to give a huge thanks to Ford, Lincoln, or Franklin for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for my driving position, being 6'3" with longer legs. I got it the best I could, and pretty good space back here. I don't really have anywhere else I can move the seat forward. That's a tight squeeze, but that's how I drive. And you know, space is pretty good for this small of a truck, I think. 2 USB-C charge ports are down there. Seat back pocket on the passenger seat. View of the front. And then grab handle here, and we could hang a shirt or pair of pants there if we need to. I wouldn't try a whole uniform, but you might be able to push your luck there. Now child lock, that's how you do that. Easy fuel. And as we come around to the back end here, just our standard tail lamps, but still a nice look ever since it came out. And there's the look underneath the truck. But as we come around to the rear passenger side, we have the floor mats, the all-weather floor mats that come with this one in particular. And then if you want to fold the seat up, unfortunately you cannot do that just because it's tied down to the bottom. And then we have our manual front passenger seat here. And then you can just do the seat back and the seat bottom right there. Glove compartment, little storage behind the radio there. As we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. But next, it's gonna show off the blinkers. But let's hop in the driver's seat next. So hard vinyl steering wheel here. I actually like the feel of it though. It doesn't feel as cheap. There's the horn. And to the radio here, you can see we have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And then we have our AM, FM, XM radio. So we can toggle the sources there. Bluetooth. Climate controls are down below. We get single zone, automatic climate. We can adjust fan direction here, fan speed here, AC, so on and so forth. You can cut the whole system on or off there as well. Now down below we have a few just random buttons, so volume, kind of track list, kind of put the screen into sleep mode. hazards, and then the automatic brake hold there. But for the most part, pretty easy system to use once you kind of find out where everything is. You get the lane keeping system, parking sensors, all of those settings are there. And then you have the actual settings here. So go to general, and you can adjust your language, temperature units, measurement units for miles per gallon, and then your tire pressure units there. Backup cameras here, really good picture, and the guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You also have those rear parking sensors as well, and you can turn those on or off with this button right here. USB-C, USB-A duo there, 12 volt. Interesting storage setup, but I like it. A little pocket here, something there, and then while your phone is on the charger, you can just have it sitting in this pocket here. Bottle holders, and then to put the truck into gear, just hit the brake, rotary knob, reverse and neutral drive. You have your low mode there, and then your electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. Auto stop toggles here, traction controls there. Center console cubby space. And there's a look at the back from up here. Now this truck stickers for $30,000 and some change, so just keep that in mind as I go through everything. But there's actually quite a bit that you get here. I like that we have the LED lights, vanity mirror, no lights, but not really a big deal. Now to the steering wheel itself, left side stock blinker, lane keeping system. You can turn that on or off there. Then you have your wipers here, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here, pull up here for the front fluid. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, cruise control, cancel, set the speed, resume, volume, and then your mutes there. Voice recognition, track list, radio station presets here. Those also serve as Bluetooth buttons or phone buttons when you're in that menu. And then you have your drive modes you can go through here. So normal, eco, slippery, and then you have your sport and your tow haul mode. And then this goes through the gauge cluster. You can go through the menu and then use this as a scroll bar, back button, OK button. So you can see the trip meters, fuel economy, and then the status information for the seat belts, and go down to the vehicle maintenance, and you can see your oil life and then your tire pressure monitors there. And there is the key in the ignition. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Ford Maverick XL out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Maverick here, the 2-liter turbo has very good pickup. And I mean, this is a small pickup truck, so it pushes it pretty well anyways, but it's a relatively just solid engine with this all-wheel drive system. It's very easy to get this thing going. It's very easy to maneuver in those kind of light off-roading situations. But I just like it kind of gives you the best of both worlds as opposed to the hybrid. Now, if you drive the hybrid Maverick, pickup's decent there, fuel economy is incredible, but with this here, it just feels more like almost like a mid-sized truck. When you think of the GMC Canyons or even the Ford Ranger and then the new Tacomas, it kind of competes with that from a power level and just how quick it feels, just because you have a smaller displacement turbocharged engine, but it still kind of feels the same because of how quick it is. Now, obviously, it's not as big. It doesn't have the same presence to it, not even the same kind of tow capacity and things of that nature, but it gets the job done. Now, as the drive modes go, the normal is actually pretty good. It's relatively efficient, but then it also has quite a bit of pickup. Now, the pickup's not going to be as good as the sport. The fuel economy is not going to be as good as the eco, but honestly, this is the drive mode I would keep it in most of the time. I just feel like with this setup, I don't need the sport mode when I need to get up to speed quickly. I don't necessarily need the eco mode if I'm trying to get close to 30 miles a gallon. But I like how overall it feels driving down the road. Relatively smooth. Now this road has just been paved, but feels good. Visibility is pretty good. And it's because you're sitting up and over the hood. You're not kind of backing down, if that makes sense. So just a really good, easy truck to drive for those that are in this market. Now I have the truck in sport mode now. I'm gonna try to give it a pull getting on the interstate here. Here we go. So definitely wasn't flooring it, but got up to speed very nicely. Now we have the Co-Pilot 1.0 here, so we don't have the lane centering, don't have the adaptive cruise, but we do have the blind spot monitors and the lane keeping system. Now I do want to give one more thanks to Ford of Franklin for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But overall, I think a pretty solid deal. Ride quality is good in this thing. Again, I just tested it on the interstate. Sound acoustics are good. It's just a solid vehicle in general. Very nice all the way around, especially for the price point, even though this is the base trim. It just has everything you need, nothing extra. And I think it's a pretty good competitor even for like the Hyundai Santa Cruz, but it's in a class of its own. It really is. That's how good of a truck it is. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Ford Maverick XL.